focus on here. Let's start going over some of what these are. Everything from Imperial Infantry down here to Special Op Teams are all of our units. These are the cards, or I guess, no, cards, that allow us to battle enemies, snipe enemies and kill them via special actions, but generally these are our combat cards. Everything from snipers, reconnaissance, walkers, various tanks, power armored infantry, and normal infantry. Although these guys certainly do look like they should be powered battle armor as well. This one selection here offers all the air power available to the humans. Humans are one of the two races that have a great deal of air power available to them. They even have a special ops team dedicated to air power here. Everything from the generals of the Empire to the intellects of the Empire are our heroes, with the generals being aimed at supporting our units in the field. Scouts offer smaller amounts of command, so you have smaller squads, but they're excellent at hunting down enemy heroes and finding stealth armies. Agents generally work alone and consist of assassins and saboteurs. Intellects are not combat ready, but they offer other passive benefits to my entire army. They're very fragile though, and you have to protect them. Everything from the Imperial strongholds, we have to pick a stronghold before our deck to actually work. This is our starting tile, and this is also our starting HQ. If we lose this card to the enemy, and we don't get it back on my subsequent turn before the round ends, I believe we've lost. I can also move the HQ to a different structure if I want to, but I believe that also costs us some resources to do so. Finally, everything from military facilities to C3I facilities are all supporting structures. These produce resources, allow me to construct tactics and/or design technology and genetics upgrades, as well as provide other bases for our attempt to recolonize the world. With that said, let's build this deck, finally. With all this covered, I think it's best if we start with the facilities and strongholds first, rather than starting at the infantry support. So first off, this structure is our intelligence center. As we can see along with our tiles, there's a bit of information here. The point cost to add this card to our deck, the name of the card, any special keywords it has, facility and intel center, who it belongs to, me, the Imperials, how many resources it costs to deploy it from my hand onto the board, action points, materials, energy, and tech, how many hit points the structure has before it's blown up, what level it starts at, how many upgrades it can possess, and its defense and resistance. This is used for when it's attacked by bombers and/or sabotage. Any special abilities will be listed below these numbers. As we can see, this facility adds 1 for each facility level to the threshold for defending against enemy espionage attempts, so it makes it more difficult for enemies to blow things up. All facilities in the same hex receive a fate pool equal to the Intel Center facility level during a sabotage challenge, which is very nice. I should probably explain what fate is, and I'll attempt to do so now, right after I finish the sentence. And the challenge is considered a duel. I really wish I knew what that meant. So, fate. If you watched the Machine Empire battle, you saw me using a little bit of it near the end. What fate does is when you attempt to, in battle, when the enemy attacks you, if this is so confusing. Okay. If I'm the defender and the enemy attacks me, and let's say it hits me for 1 point of damage, and I didn't roll all successes on my dice. Let's pretend I also had 2 fate points. I could re-roll dice to try to get successes to defend myself from the attacker. If I spent fate, my attacker gets to spend fate as well if it's a duel. If it's not a duel, then the defender can spend fate, but the attacker can't. I believe that's how that works. I'll try to show that in the game when we start using Lottery's Luck. We also get an AP bonus, so this is pretty nice. It provides 2 additional action points per turn. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't show you another ability of the Intelligence Center. When you upgrade it to level 2, this provides you with Reconnaissance as well. This is a very nice card, and I dislike building decks without it. They're also very useful because it gives you a free Reconnaissance once you upgrade it once, right in whatever facility you've deployed this in. This means that you can start scanning for enemy saboteurs and or assassins who are definitely going to be looking to poke around your base. And it gives you a chance to detect an enemy scout if they're outside your base staring at you. So this is very, very nice. We're going to go ahead and add 2 of these to the deck. Oh, I didn't even explain what this thing is. This just lets me move these tiles around wherever I like. That's all. Just so you can organize your cards. We'll add our intelligence centers up here. Let's look at our infrastructure facilities. The humans only have access to an industrial complex. As you can see the nice cool picture here. Again, here's all the statistics for it. This produces 1 materials and 1 energy. Very nice. Especially for us, since we're building tanks and whatnot. We're going to go ahead and add 3 of these to this deck. I consider the industrial complexes very much like building a starting base in any real-time strategy game. You hopefully can get one of these early, because this will, and deploy it early, as this will start providing you resources to make everything else easier to do. Oh, and we can see what everything looks like here. So this is the level, this is its defense, and this is its resistance. This is how many hit points it has. The card's numbers and stats are a little different depending upon the card you're looking at, with structures looking different than heroes, looking different than air power, looking a little different than military. Research. Every faction has the same 2 research capabilities. In this case, we have an Imperial Research Lab. This is used to help us design tech and genetics upgrades. And a War College. This is used to design tactics. Generally, these will collect additional resources. So in this case, let's go ahead and build some Imperial Research Labs. We'll take 2 of these. These are used, again, to build upgrades for our tanks, additional weapons, lasers and whatnot for troops, etc., etc. And a War College. These are used to construct tactic cards. We'll go ahead and add 2 of these as well. As we can see, this also has Resource Collector 1 Human, which is decent. We won't really be able to take advantage of that with my starting cards, though. But the other one we can. The Research Lab collects 1 tech. Oh, can we do that? No, we actually can't. Not unless we build a Terminus right here, and that would be a waste of a card. Oh, sorry, not a Terminus, whatever the humans have. Barracks. Next, we have military facilities. These structures are support structures when you're in the field. Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't figured out how many point total I want for this deck. I think we'll aim for 175. We'll keep this on the bare minimum amount. So what that means is that we want to try to hit the maximum card points of 175. So let's take a look and see what we can do to do that. So this Imperial Keep, as you can see, is a massive amount of resources to deploy it, but it has 8 structure points, collects 1 of each resource from whatever tile it's in. It's a supply source, and I can deploy barracks to it. This is the equivalent of a backup Imperial Palace. At 4 points, though, I don't really want to add any of these to my deck. Not at the 175 point level. So we're going to skip this one. The Imperial Fire Base, though, is perfect. Doesn't collect any resources, but it is a supply and a barracks. At 4 tech, 3 energy, and 4 materials, 3 energy, and 1 tech, this is perfect, especially at 2 points. we'll add 3 of them here. And I probably should add another, but we'll stick with 3 at the moment. I have 12 total cards, 3 of these. We'll... no, 3's good. 3's good. I had 175 total points. I don't like playing on maps that are larger than medium. And we only need 3 fire bases to cover everything we should hopefully need for that. Air defense systems. I haven't figured out exactly what I want for my main stronghold at the moment, so I'll skip building an air defense system as well. But as you can see, it has anti-air 5. This means if an enemy used an air card and it was within range of this supply, I think this would get an attack against it. And it also has anti-missile, which will allow it to shoot down any missiles that are flying around. We also have AP minefields. Well, I didn't pick any AP minefields, and I kind of want to take a few of these. So we'll add 3 of these to here. Though by adding mines, I'm forcing myself to take engineers. Which we'll get to in a few minutes. So those are our military facilities. Oh, as you see, mines have a different card layout. The attack strength of the card, and how many mines it has left. 15 out of 15. Alright, we're forced to take a stronghold now. The Imperial Palace is free at 0 points. It collects 1 of each resource, is a supply, and a barracks. The Imperial Citadel is hardened, so as you can see, all damage against the facility is cut in half, and weapons of mass destructions do not automatically result in destruction. It has to actually damage the structures and so on. It's a supply and a barracks, but at the 175 point level, I'm not too concerned about any enemy using a weapon of mass destruction. In fact, I think I've been the only one to ever use them. Most of the games I play end around turn 60 or so, with missile silos and whatnot, megaton nuclear warheads. Those are really late game, when everyone has a lot of supplies and no one can budge each other from their defensive points. Generally doesn't happen on a 175 point game, so I'm not going to add an Imperial Citadel to this deck. The Imperial Fortress, though, is very tempting. It also has anti-air and anti-missile, counts as a supply in a barracks, but it's also 10 points to deploy this. So, well, I much hate to say it, we're going to take the Imperial Palace. It also starts at level 2, which is nice because it offers a free slot. And it's free, which allows me to take more other cards.